Good morning, students. In part 3 of this chapter, you learned about the factors responsible for the civil disobedience movement. You learned that in what way Gandhiji started his journey, and finally, on 6th April 1930, he started the civil disobedience movement by breaking salt law. Due to the developments made by this movement, the colonial government began arresting Congress leaders and followed the policy of brutal repression. Peaceful satyagrahis were attacked, women and children were beaten, and about 1 lakh people were arrested. By looking at it, Mahatma Gandhi decided to call off the civil disobedience movement. Viceroy Irwin said to Gandhi to enter into a pact, and that pact came to be known as Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed on 5th March 1931. Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed on 5th March 1931. According to this pact, it was decided that Mahatma Gandhi would participate in the second round table conference, which was to be held in London, and the British government would release all the political prisoners. Who were the political prisoners? The Indians who were arrested during their participation in any movement. They were the political prisoners. With Gandhi-Irwin Pact, the civil disobedience movement came to an end. Gandhiji accepted to participate in the second roundtable conference, and the British government accepted to release all the political prisoners. In December 1931, Gandhiji went to London for the conference, but the negotiations broke down. But there was not any result, and not any good result, and he returned disappointed. Means he talked to the British government in London, but he came back dissatisfied. Back in India, he found that the government began a new cycle of repression. Ghaffar Khan and Jawaharlal Nehru were in jail. The Congress had been declared illegal, and a series of measures had been imposed to stop meetings, demonstrations, and boycotts. Mahatma Gandhi went to London in December 1931 to participate in second roundtable conference, but he came back dissatisfied. At reaching India, he found that the British government was following brutal policy to stop demonstrations, boycotts, and meetings. Congress was declared illegal. By looking at all this situation, Mahatma Gandhi decided to relaunch the civil disobedience movement. But in 1934, this movement lost its importance. And the next heading is how participants saw the movement. In it you will learn contribution of various groups, in the civil disobedience movement. Civil disobedience movement. Yes. First of all, rich peasants who participated in the civil disobedience movement. Rich peasants. In the village areas, there were rich peasant communities like the Patidars of Gujarat and the Jats of Uttar Pradesh. They participated actively in the movement. Being producer of commercial crop, they were hard hit by the trade depression and falling prices. You know that in 1929 there was great economic depression, and due to that depression, all the farmers of India were affected because there was no sale of their crops. The prices of their productions, means crops, was fallen down, As their cash income disappeared, they were not able to pay revenue to the government. And government also said no to reduce the revenue demand. These rich peasants became enthusiastic supporters of the civil disobedience movement. Yes. Due to economic depression, the rich peasant communities like Jats of Uttar Pradesh and Patidars of Gujarat were badly hit. They were not able to pay revenue and they demanded from the British government to reduce revenue, but government didn't respond positively. By looking at it, they started to participate in the civil disobedience movement. When the civil disobedience movement was started on 6th April 1930, all these participated actively. But in 1931, this movement was called off by Gandhiji without making any improvement or without bringing any reforms for these peasants. So when it was relaunched by Gandhiji in 1932, they didn't participate in it. Next, poor peasants. Participation of rich peasants, participation of poor peasants. The rich peasants wanted to reduce revenue. They wanted that the government should reduce the revenue. But the poor peasants didn't demand for the reduction of revenue. Actually, they were tilling land at rent. They took land at rent from the landlords and they wanted full remission of their rent. They joined a variety of radical movements, often led by socialists and communists. Yes, the poor peasants were led by socialists and communists. Socialists who always talk about the welfare of workers and the farmers. The Congress was unwilling to support no rent campaign of these poor peasants because Congress party thought that if it would support to the poor peasants in no rent campaign, then the rich landlords would be upset. So the relationship between the poor peasants and the Congress remained uncertain. Then business class. Business class wanted to expand its business. During the First World War from 1914 to 1918, there was no import of British goods in India. So businessmen gained a lot of profit during that time. They wanted those type of policies for the all business communities. But after the end of the First World War, the British government of India didn't do something to promote the interest of the business class in India. So when the civil disobedience movement was started, business class supported it financially. To organize business interest, they formed Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress in 1920 and the Federation of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries in 1927. To promote the interest of business class, two main organizations were made: IICC, Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress, in which year? In 1920, and second, FICCI, Federation of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, in 1927, and business communities were led by Purushottam Das, Thakur Das and G.D. Birla. They gave financial assistance and refused to buy or sell imported goods. Most businessmen came to see Swaraj as a time when colonial restrictions on business would no longer exist and trade and industry would flourish without constraints. After business class, the industrial working class. Industrial working class. The industrial working class didn't participate in the civil disobedience movement except Nagpur region. What was the main reason for not their participation? Actually, the civil disobedience movement was supported by business class, and the interest of the business class and the industrial working class were different. But in spite of it, some workers did participate in the civil disobedience movement, selectively adopting some of the ideas of Gandhian program like boycott of foreign goods as a part of their own movement against low wages and poor working conditions. Working class was not interested in the civil disobedience movement, but some of the workers participated by following Gandhian ideology of boycotting the British goods. Role of women. It was for the first time that women participated at a large scale in any movement. During Gandhiji's Salt March, thousands of women came out of their homes to listen to him. They participated in protest march, manufactured salt, and picketed foreign cloth and liquor shops. Many went to jail. In urban areas, these women were from high caste families, and in rural areas, they came from rich peasant household. They thought that it was their duty towards nation to participate in the movement. So these were the main groups who participated in the civil disobedience movement. The rich peasant communities, Jars of Uttar Pradesh, and Patidars of Gujarat. Poor peasant communities, they were not much interested. Actually, they started no rent campaign, but Congress was unwilling to support to this movement. Because if Congress had supported to this movement, then it could upset to the rich peasants. Business class led by Purushottam Das, Thakur Das and G.D. Birla. Two main organizations were made to support the interest of the business communities. Industrial working class didn't participate except in Nagpur region. In Nagpur region, they participated. And what were their demands? They wanted security of their work, job security, and increase of their wages. By following Gandhian ideology of boycotting the British goods, they started to use the Swadeshi goods. And role of women. It was for the first time that women participated in any movement at a large scale.